The following podcast contains spoilers and profanity. Hello and welcome to episode 38 at the Half and Half Podcast. I'm your host Glenn Walker, and with me as always is Mars Reviews.
Just like some of the characters in this show, I'm getting fatter every day.
Holy shit. Is that I don't think we even mentioned. Wait, did Diane, was that a thing that she did last? I don't even remember the first part that well.
As soon as she started taking her antidepressants, she was getting bigger.
I was gonna say yeah, because I don't remember much.
Yeah, that's the downside of having your show come out in 1 month and then 2.5 months later, and just it's
like, hey, what happened last time?
Especially with the low attention spans that we both have.
I don't know. I remember a decent amount more than most people.
I don't know.
I
watched this shit and I'm because there was some other stuff happening. We'll probably get into it later, but I was watching it and I got a good bit of it, but Glum, you're gonna have to carry, dog.
Oh God! All right. Well, do you want to start with your thing first? I guess I don't know. At least explain why you're kind of behind.
Oh, I shared my channel with these Russians. I was we were having a good. I allowed them to just stream some fucking Bitcoin on there. They were saying we'll give you $1 million. No, actually, they were just hey, you. I clicked on a bad email, basically.
You clicked on a baddie?
Yeah, it was some fake sponsor, and it was and I looked at their website, and I was this looks pretty legit. So I was
oh. Yeah, that'll do it.
And I was oh, okay, I'll try out Vontex or some shit. Jeez. And then as soon as you download it 5 days later, just they're streaming Coinbase on Bitcoin onto your channel. So after that, it just kept getting reported, and then it just automated system taking it down. So
is the channel's just gone in general? I mean, there's no way YouTube can.
Oh, they can. They just have to I've people been just just getting into DMs yo, what happened to me? I got it back in a month. And it's okay. I've heard people not get their stuff back in 3 months. It's so we're working on that, but
at least things
yeah,
are
but we have other places where we'll put stuff. And also, I'm working with somebody on
all right.
Channel Move.
But yeah, other than that, that's just that's completely understandable.
Yeah.
Just hey, got less time for.
I was actually very depressed. So I should have rewatched the series. It would have made me feel a lot better.
A lot jovial, especially now. Especially with the finale. I didn't rewatch the series, but I just ended up re-listening to all our old episodes for talking about BoJack.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, yeah, Mars, you and I, we've been talking about BoJack since the good old 2017.
The dark ages.
Since season 4 started.
Oh, the terrible times of 2017.
Yeah. When Rick and Morty season 3 came out, that was.
Is that our new BC and AD?
Yeah. Before season 3.
Season 3.
No, but yeah. I guess Mars, what's your history with the BoJack Horseman? Because
I made 7 podcasts with you, dog.
What is your history with the goddamn show?
With the show, I don't know. I just kept seeing a bunch of people, wanking it. There's I saw the first episode of the series once when it came out, I think, and it was this is boring. And then later on, people's this is the pinnacle of animation. And I was you are liars. You suck. And then I watched the series. Oh wait, they weren't lying. Yeah. Well, they were not lying. Well, they were lying about I guess they weren't lying because the first season's panned, but for the most part. But I just saw a bunch of people saying BoJack's actually pretty based. And it's
Yeah.
It was.
I don't know. I mean, I just when I first heard about the show, it was like around season 2 when season 3 was coming out, and it's like I watched the trailer for when season 1 came out, and I thought it looked really really stupid, and I didn't want to watch it, and I just didn't. And then like I don't know, randomly on Netflix one day, it's like, hey, this looks okay. I don't know. I might consider it just like to put something on. It's like at worst it might be like mediocre at best. And then I watched like the first 2 seasons, and it was really really good. And I kept it with the show until now. Hey.
And then it got better, and I just.
It got a lot better. And then it kind of had some bumps in the road, but
and then like they
now we're here at the finale.
And then like Netflix got mad, I guess.
Yeah, and now we're at this very this finale.
Yeah, and I don't know the exact specifics of their things, but like this
Yeah.
I want to say it's bad at all. I don't know how I feel about it. It's good, but it's like it does feel like there's like some, the seams are kind of coming down in some ways. Like you can.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh, well, I guess we could start talking about it now.
It just kind of.
So. No. What were you gonna say?
They got what they wanted to, but it just kind of like by the end of it, it's like. I feel like some certain like more episodes could be packed into this.
Oh yeah, it definitely could have. It felt like it could have. I mean, like I think the creator said he wanted like 2 more seasons or at least 3.
Yeah, that's. It just feels. It just feels weird. It feels a little bit more awkward because there was a big break in between. Not big one. It was like a month. So. I just felt like certain characters didn't really get what they really needed.
A bunch of them disappeared.
Yeah, like some of them just like you don't really even see what happens to them, and some of them are
some of them are like important that have been like built up since like season 2. But I guess we're gonna get into that now.
What was like the most egregious one to you? I can't.
What do you mean?
The
like,
person
like,
that got cucked out of the fucking like finale.
Gina, what's her name? The deer girl. She just disappeared.
The deer, the one that he.
She's in the first 2 episodes of this new part, and then she just fades away, never to be seen again.
I guess it's kind of just like, cause she's the one you're talking about, the one that like outs fucking BoJack, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's.
I mean, she outs him, but like they don't even talk. Like the whole series was like building up this whole thing of like BoJack's like statutory thing where like he almost like had sex with her, and then that just kind of amounted to nothing.
It's kind of like a real life Hollywood, you know.
No.
Yeah. Accuse.
I think that's also just like a big thing. Like this show is really heavily influenced by just like real world events. Like it would have been like obviously like Me Too. Like it would be fucked up if Me Too didn't happen. But like if Me Too didn't happen, I would be really interested to see what the fuck this show would have been.
Oh yeah, like yeah, they pretty much did just like kind of what if there was like another Hollywood scandal, what would like be like what they would like try to use like a I don't know like something about they already did Marvel movies. Oh fuck.
They didn't really touch on it too much.
What happened to the lady that was directing those movies?
I was gonna say, yeah, she was in the finale of the last part for like a second, and then she's gone too. Same thing with Gina, which is like she was in season 5, like she had a whole thing with BoJack, and like in the end of part 1, you see her for like a second. She's having like a PTSD attack, and she's not in this part at all.
Yeah. That is a little bit disappointing in like for this season because I did actually like those characters quite a bit, like the director girl.
Yeah,
I forget her name.
And
I miss her. I forget what she is. Her name. God damn.
I don't know. Yeah, so I guess we'll start off by just like talking about certain plot points that happen, like how this season starts off with where like the part starts off with BoJack being a professor in the same college as Hollyhock.
Oh yeah,
like
that was pretty
professor.
pretty good. Like it was like a.
It was.
I like that. Like you could actually just like. There's a lot of moments in this series where it's just like you could just feel the awkwardness in the air, and like that one is just like. Yeah. She knows that her brother fucking is like a statutory rapist, and she's just like she is kind of forced to interact with them.
Well, not even. She just knows about like the whole scandal that happened at like her college. There's like some guy told her about like the thing like the night of debauchery BoJack had with Sarah Lynn, where he just like ended up almost getting a girl killed.
Oh yeah. Wait, she didn't know about the stat. Wait, am I getting that confused? She didn't.
She didn't really know. I don't think anyone really found out.
Oh
about
well.
that. Except for
All
Diane.
right, replace
and,
that. Replace that with the knowing that he's a fucking like.
Because in this season in this part, like BoJack does like admit that to like Carolyn and Diane and Todd. It was like that again. That's kind of dropped.
Yeah. A little bit like.
Yeah, but this season really focuses on like the whole thing with him and Sarah Lynn, like having that big drug addled thing that ended up taking her life.
That's pretty good.
That's basically his undoing.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like the whole stuff with like Sarah Lynn within the series. I feel like other characters like I feel like Todd just gets pushed and further into the
he really
side.
his parts get like really rushed. Like he has an episode with his mom, and they like kind of like hide her face for like 1 second for like okay, and then they just show her like okay, I don't understand the point of that.
I thought that was gonna be like some like big like reveal.
I just assumed she was like dead or something, and they just she's just there, and their conflict is resolved very easily.
Yeah, it's
like hey, I gave you my kidney, and it's like I got kidnapped by this thing. It's like okay, and then it's just fun and games. Carolyn's part was pretty good. Okay, for like the most part.
Yeah, she's kind of cucked in a way.
Yeah,
this is very BoJack Diane centric.
Very BoJack and Diane.
Mr. Peanut Butter was.
I don't know, how'd you feel about? I guess how you feel about by Diane's thing then.
How
do you feel about Diane's part? Like,
I felt like there was some good moments within it. I like by the end of it that she didn't like, she's like sad, so she was like, they didn't like make the correlation that she was sad and fat. Like they just made her skinny by the end when she got happier, I guess. But she was all right. She was okay. I liked it a little bit better than the first half. I don't know, when she's like writing her book and like how the animation that she like the inner like thinking of her head around that time, like how she can't write anything. I kind of really liked that part. It was a very probably one of the more relatable. Very, I can't say BoJack's pretty relatable, but that's a pretty relatable aspect.
You are a BoJack.
I'm BoJack Horseman.
Yeah. I'm Rick.
I can feel BoJack because I'm a man
Sanchez.
that lost it all.
Well, I mean, there's also I don't know. Her thing was pretty decent. Was good. I don't know. I was surprised by how much I liked it better than like most of her segments, just in general.
Kind of call her out on it,
I feel like her dichotomy with her new boyfriend.
I like that guy.
I feel like that was built again. It was built pretty well, but again, I mean, I can't blame them because they had this whole thing with the union. It's like it's very evident that this entire part was rushed.
Yeah. I like Lakeith Stanfield on this one.
Lakeith Stanfield Buffalo.
He has not done anything trash in a whole while.
Yeah, except for Death Note, but that was like 3 years ago.
Hey.
And he was good in Death Note, so.
Even in garbage, he shines. Mr. Peanut Butter was like he doesn't really. I've pretty much like put all those like moments out of my head, like him and like Pickles. This is not his season to like bullshit around. Like it is just like he bought the restaurant from BoJack.
Really...
Was that like that was like probably the biggest fucking thing that he did, or he's trying to show his TV show. Like that was pretty much him this entire season, wasn't it?
This is like, I mean, obviously it's the final season, so it should be BoJack's season. But it's like I feel like all the other characters he spent so much time with, like. It'd be nice to have like seen them do other things because I barely remember what Mr. Peanut Butter did aside from like the beginning of this part. He gets that whole relationship with Pickles resolute just like that. She just breaks up with him.
Well, there is like a bunch of like rushed portions of this part of the series. I do think that like a lot of the BoJack moments, which they have to be, are pretty well done.
Yeah, they should be.
By the end of it, I think some of the best stuff was like I like that BoJack just kind of became like he's trying to fight against his allegations on TV, and once he fights against them, it just like I like that whole thing of like BoJack. It's just like even though we've been through like 5 or 6 fucking seasons, like he is developed, but like you know a lot of it is just kind of like false. Like he just kind of like. Even though he could just sit in front of a camera and just say like I've changed, is like he clearly has it in a lot of ways. Yeah. And like that was just a really good scene. Like he's just on. It's actually like a good bait and switch because like they did like before the episode where he's like on TV. You just kind of like you kind of believe him, and then like once he gets out of the thing, like did you see how fucking good I was at lying?
Yeah, that's that.
That was really great.
It's like, okay, BoJack, you had it for like a split
I
second.
like that.
You could have like rode this all out, and then you had to be an ass.
Yeah, I like that. That was like another part of it. It was like another bad fucking trait of his was just that like he doesn't really put faith in the or guidance of others. So he just kind of like Princess Carolyn's just sitting there like, yo, if you just shut the fuck up for like one, like don't go in for a second interview, you'll be fucking clear. And like. It's like, nah, I got this, and then he gets owned.
Hubris be like, yeah. And it's just, I don't know, it was also just, he had that whole interview, which is basically, you know, people kind of find out about him and Sarah Lynn, like how, you know, when that whole thing happened, when she overdosed in the planetarium, it's a pretty, like, infamous moment in the series. It's just like, oh, he called the cops and just left her in there. It's like she was still alive for like a decent amount of time before she died in the hospital. It's like, oh shit, that like adds so much to this fucking thing.
Yeah, I think the other one that was like I liked a lot was like when BoJack was conflicting like I guess a true villain, the true villain of the series, sort of like the fucking like what's that producer lady in her house?
Oh yeah, her. Yeah.
Basically, she's not entirely responsible for everything, but like you know.
It's like it's very evident. Like she caused some stuff. Or like okay, if this didn't happen, like BoJack might have been in a better spot. Like with a bunch of people, like his old manager that died in like season 1.
Yeah, it's just like the confrontation with her was pretty good.
Yeah. I just after the second interview where people, I mean that's when BoJack's like hated by everybody. Like he tries to like recuperate and do things. Like he ends up working with that one asshole who beat his wife, and obviously it was just supposed to be like Mel Gibson.
I like that he was just. I like that guy in that episode. He was just like yelling at his daughters. Like it's just weird seeing like lingo like that where he just does like people are calling me a cuck. I'm not a cuck.
Don't post on your fucking Instagram.
Don't post them.
And BoJack's just like, why'd you bring me here?
He's just not helping me. BoJack, because of his fucking like interviews, he just becomes like a hero to like toxic males.
It's also just it's very interesting to see like where this series first started out. Like the season 1 was like a lot more campy and had a lot more like stupid, dumb, ridiculous jokes, and like they basically went to the wayside in this like the end here. Like there were barely any like jokes in this one. They were like, oh, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's like a Weinstein. It's like this is like before and after Weinstein for like BoJack's universe. But I don't know. I have to. What else happened in this one that was like pretty good? I think a lot of the animated bits in this one were better than season 6, I believe, if I remember. Because like, wasn't that like one of our things with like season 6 that we said the animation, like the weird abstract animation that they would do was like a little bit more subdued. In this one they have like a bunch of moments like that.
I mean, just like the entire first part's really subdued up until the end.
Yeah, it's like I feel like the Diane one where she's like she can't think straight. Probably one of my favorite moments.
That was like the most major one up until like the penultimate.
Yeah,
episode.
and that episode was that an episode before or after where like BoJack pretty much sneaks into his old house because he had to sell it because he owed the family like millions of dollars.
Yeah, he had to sell his house. Then some other family owns it. But then we talked about that like producer before that kind of fucked him over. and it's like, hey, if you sign this contract, I'll pay for all the charges you have to do, because he paid because he had to pay Sarah Lynn's family like $5 million, but he also owed like Xerox or something, like something like a nebulous company, like, hey, because he just mentioned them in the interview, they had to pay him like $100 million just because he said their name.
I bet that's real. If you just say like, "Oh man, I took a Kodak of my dead friend," and then Kodak will just be like,
I mean, that's what I heard. That was like what Disney was doing, because like some charity in a school was like playing like the live action Lion King, and Disney's like, hey, give us all your money.
they didn't take all their money. I think they only took like $250, but even then, it's just like, come on. Disney is just taking like mask off. That's why I would like BoJack season to just be like another one, so they could just like. BoJack is not just to go at I wouldn't say it's just to go at like Hollywood, but it's like, I bet they would, if they had another season like this, they would make one where they would just like fuck with like some of these like streaming services or like big companies like Disney.
Yeah, I didn't mind. Yeah, Diane's thing was pretty good with her. I liked her whole her just her arc in general, and also just like the little things like her meeting like Lakeith Stanfield's son.
Oh yeah, I thought that he was gonna be younger. For some reason, I was like, oh.
He was like a teen.
Because we don't see him like in the first thing, right? And he says like, "Oh, my son's here. Can you sneak out the window?" And I thought he was maybe like 8 or 10 or something.
I would have assumed he was like in his like teens at most, and he's probably like in his late teens, if anything.
Oh yeah,
because they still talk about the custody.
Lakeith Stanfield's son. I don't think he should procreate. Wait, Lakeith Stanfield's 28. It's weird. That'd be older.
I mean, like, even I don't know. It was just a lot of things like Hollyhock. Like she was like, even from the beginning, she was growing further and further away from BoJack.
I don't mind
like,
her.
As soon as that interview happens, you just never see her again, and then BoJack gets like a letter from her, and it's evident that she just never wants to talk.
I don't mind that she was actually out of the fucking picture. That actually makes sense, and also like she's in college too.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, but it's just like
it also just kind of like really sad that person that like BoJack built a bond with is just like.
He's like she was probably the person he cared about the most.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, he went over to fucking be a professor, and now that person's just like, you're a disgusting like person. I don't ever want to see you.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts in retrospect.
He just dove back into the bottle. He just started drinking alcohol again after that.
Yeah, and he dove right into the fucking pool.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the whole thing. Like after he talks to that producer, she like basically she fucks him over like really badly, and so he gets drunk off his ass and just takes her car and goes back to his old house, and just breaks in, watching old episodes of Horsing Around.
And then like then he basically just like it's a near death experience, even though he probably should have died.
He probably
like
should.
We're just like looking at it. I mean, like this is fictional. You can do whatever you want, but like just looking at it, it's like you overdosed and then you fell into a pool, and then they didn't find you for like what it was like 40 minutes or something. It felt like
something like that. Probably.
And that was where we get probably with some of the better episodes of this one, or it's like he's just kind of like talking to like every person that has like a great effect on his life.
Or just any person that just died around him.
That too.
Because like Zach Braff is there.
Wait, Zach Braff died?
Yeah, Zach Braff died in like season 4, I think. He got killed by fucking what's her name? Jessica Biel. Jessica Biel from Stealth. She just ended up killing him like during that fucking like underground episode. Okay. Remember that? I miss Jessica Biel from Stealth.
But that was pretty. That was visually and also just like emotionally a very very good episode in the series. Yeah,
it was just like because all the dead characters kind of had their little moments of like, because like the one guy who hanged himself in like season 2, you had his cousin that you didn't even know that got shot in the war. You had Sarah Lynn, obviously. She had like her moment. His dad was like represented by Secretariat.
Like,
just wasn't even there. His dad wasn't even there. Like, really?
Yeah, I can't fucking be there. Yeah. I gotta go golf. This isn't even golf in the series.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like I
but-
was.
He lives.
Wait, what?
Bojack lives in the end. He doesn't die. He almost gets swallowed up by a big black void, and he also just calls Diane like a drunken stupor.
Yeah, I guess that's his only real person that he can fall on.
Yeah, and it's like, but she's like several states away.
Hey,
She can't do anything for.
he just wants to hear her voice.
Yeah.
He just wants to,
I mean, because like that was their whole thing from season 1. Because like they've been together from the start of this. Always
can't
talking
call
on
Todd.
rooftops. And Todd, but like he had his own ending.
It's the whole ending of like a.
I guess that's just like I guess we could talk about the finale. There really wasn't. I don't know. This season, this second part went by quick. It's like it's very evident that was like rushed, and it is kind of a shame because I feel like there was a lot of potential with this more so. I mean, what we got was pretty good, especially for it being rushed. But it's just like it is just kind of a shame.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad they didn't die though.
Yeah.
I would have thought it would just be really lame. It's like, oh, Bojack is just hanging.
I mean, that was the thing everyone was expecting.
Yeah, that's why I thought it wasn't gonna happen because it's too expected. It's like this is the sad series about the sad horseman. He dies in the end. It's like,
And who's gonna use his Twitter account after that?
yeah, who's gonna tweet for him anymore?
Come on.
What is he gonna do
No,
now?
after this whole thing, Bojack goes to like prison or jail for like a year, for like 14 months. I think.
It was weird, like how he didn't how he didn't go to jail for even longer. I guess he's just a celebrity; he can just get out of that. But what does he do now? Like, if you just like, I know it's like it's over, but like, what do you think that he does?
Well, I mean, like when he was in prison, he was like teaching like the inmates how to like act and shit like that. And when he gets out for Princess Carolyn's wedding because she marries like her assistant, who I barely remember. Like he was an okay character. I didn't mind him. It was just like, oh, she marries him, I guess.
Jonah, like her assistant, like what the
The one like the bearded guy.
Yeah,
voiced
that's
by
Jonah.
Batman. Voiced by Batman from Brave and the Bold. Judah.
oh Judah. No, it's
Yeah.
Jonah.
Judah.
No wait, his name is Jonah, but he calls him Judah.
It was something along
Like-
those lines. Was it Jonah or Judah?
Yeah, that's a little bit weird.
His name's Judah.
Fuck. Okay. That
Yeah.
was a little bit strange. It felt
It
like
is. It really is.
we all
I don't
were
know.
fighting for a rat man, but like, rat.
I was
rat
really
can't
fighting
do
for
that.
the Rat Man. I miss him. I miss Ralph.
Okay, his name was Ralph?
His name's Ralph.
Okay, never mind.
God damn it. We spent like like the past like three podcasts talking about like the Rat Man, where he's a mouse, but like we would always spend every episode just calling him the mouse guy, and he's just like a really good boyfriend to Princess Carolyn. And the guy say his name is Ralph, is like, I hate him now.
Ralph is listen, if you're named Ralph in this thing, you're fucking like, get out of here. Ralph is such a shitty name. Like, if you just like, no one wants to say it, but like, Ralph is such a fucking like stupid fucking name.
I liked it with him. He is okay.
I don't. Wreck-It Ralph. It's like, this name is fucking stupid. Every
No.
person that's like, here's the thing. Any person that's like that they usually need to have like for like an unintelligent like or like fat fuck or like some like destroyed looking human, they always name him Ralph. Like Ralph Wiggum, a mentally fucking retarded child. Ralph from like Magic School Bus, fat gluttonous fuck. Wreck-It Ralph, destroyed like outcast or something.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, I just missed him. I wanted to see him back again, and just like, oh, we spent like 3 seasons with him, and he just like kind of fucks off. It's like, oh, okay, that kind of sucks.
He has his own thing. He has his
It's
own.
fine. It's like him and Craig Carolyn were like perfect for each other. It's like, god damn it, he loved you.
But Joe,
It's like I
Judah
understand
loved
like
him.
the reason like they left was because I think it was like, I mean, it was decent character growth. It was like she wanted to like learn how to delegate like a better work life balance, but it's just like, I don't know. It would have been easier with just him at her side. It just would have been better personally than like this because like it felt like just like the weirdest thing.
It felt very
like
forced with
hey Judah.
and
It's like hey I love you Princess Carolyn.
It's kind of like I get it that they've been like that's her person that's been there for a while. It's like it just felt like forced at the end.
It really did. But well, I mean, other than that, like the actual like finale to the show, where it's just like Princess Carolyn's wedding. She talks to BoJack and they have a little dance, and like BoJack seems to be like in a better spot now. Even when he gets out of prison, he'll probably actually be okay. Because like I think the only problem is just like, hey, it's been after your whole thing, people are just gonna forget about it.
Oh,
like okay,
yeah, they're just gonna forget.
Yeah, you'll be okay. I have work for you, BoJack. Don't worry. Maybe. I don't know. It was okay because they had like other endings because Princess Carolyn has her moment. Todd has his little thing where him and BoJack watch fireworks, and the final one is him and Diane. And Mr. Peanut Butter doesn't get anything. I realize again. He gets the thing where they replace the Holly Woo sign because they took the D out with the B.
The actual shot of like BoJack and Diane sitting onto the rooftop was actually pretty good. That was
a really good ending. That was a great ending for BoJack. Like that was really good. I don't know. I also just I did feel like we could have used more because like Mr. Peanut Butter doesn't get anything for his ending. Like him and BoJack just go to Princess Carolyn's wedding and like he's just disappears after that too.
Yeah. There's a lot of good moments for the people that they do focus on, but pretty much everyone else is just kind of like not terrible, but just very disappointing.
Yeah.
Where would you rank this season out of all of them? Should we compound this as like the first and second half because this is just season 6?
Yeah, this is just season 6 now.
Okay. I forget where I ranked my other ones.
Yours was like season. I think yours was season 3 or 4 first, and then season 5, then
3, 4.
I think mine will be like season 4, 3,
2,
5, 6,
1.
No, 2, 6, and then.
Oh, this
1.
is better than 1.
This is better than 1.
Yeah, 1's still at the bottom, but it's like I don't. Do I like it more than 2?
I'm really liking 2. Yeah, it's been a while. These like.
I would say this is on the lower end of ones that I've enjoyed, but I do think that
it's also just like hitting hard because like this is the finale. This is what we've been waiting for. It's always kind of like when you have to have a finale, you need to get it right because that's all we're left with.
There was some guy that used to be like an anime. He's still around actually. Some guy that was like I don't ascribe to this thing, but he's just like his whole catchphrase was like, "The ending is paramount." I guess this is like.
I mean, in a sense it is, but it's like that's a little bit too heavy-handed.
What?
It was also just I watched the video that was just like the finale to season 1 versus the finale to this one. It's like Diane and BoJack sitting on the roof talking to each other still. It was just nice to see how these characters have grown though.
Grown as they did, oh boy.
Shut the fuck up.
Come, what? I can't.
You can't stop it.
Why can't I be very rude about people's weight? Whoa, we got a
fat shamer.
All right, I gotta stop here.
Yeah, okay.
The Beluga's in town. What the hell is this?
Yeah, but no, it was just nice I don't know. The song that they chose at the end was really just good for BoJack in general. Like that's always just been BoJack's like high point. Just like all the like subsidiary music that plays sometimes during moments like.
I like it in BoJack. I hate it in Rick and Morty.
Okay. Yeah, but you had just like even his theme song during the boat segment from season 2, Nina Simone playing in season 3. The underwater episode just entirely, like even the ending of that, like that was just perfect. Even in just this finale was just really good. It was just a really good ending, and I guess it's what BoJack deserves in the end. Like obviously, but it's like I don't know.
He deserves death.
Yeah,
deserves to be murdered. Where would you I don't know. There's a lot of this is really, if this is the end, which it is, where would you put this in like a adult animation, like in general? Where would what kind of like, you know, where would you put this? You put this in top 5, top 10, top 20,
Just like
top 50?
That's a good question, I guess. I don't know. What
Where
were
are you
you
leaning on
ranking
that
it
one?
with? Like, well, like name me some other examples like of adult animation that like could go on this list.
All right.
Because I know personally, I think, I mean, I like BoJack a lot, but like, I don't know, the past like bumps in the road were just like, I don't know. I feel like I would like. I mean, I still like shows like Archer a bit more than this. Like even for the comedy, like they're both like very different, like stylized, obviously. But it's like if I'm gonna watch one or the other, like I'm gonna rewatch Archer before I rewatch BoJack episodes. But then again, it's also just different because like that show doesn't really have like an arching story too much for like most of it.
It's very weird because I would say BoJack is probably one of the more important ones, but in terms of actual favorites of mine, I would probably put in like top 30.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Do you think that would be a little bit underselling it?
That's fine. I would say so. I think that's accurate.
I have to think more about that because like
I would put in like the if you're gonna say top 30s. I mean, I don't even know like any like I can't put like 30 adult animated things like on that list. But, like,
the thing is that it's like if I were to list them, you have to like, all right, you gotta justify those like really hard, and then it'd be like, okay, I like Aqua Teen Hunger Force more than this.
yeah,
It'd just be really weird.
And it's just another like. It's just another like completely different kind of show.
It's just like really weird. I would say it's probably the most important like adult animated series.
Oh yeah, because people definitely took it like very seriously.
My sister watches this show,
Yeah.
and she did like it's like I don't think there's ever been like a weird like there's like a disconnect there to where it's like, well, obviously they'll just be like, whoa, this is weird. It's a horse, but it's like
I don't know.
you know,
Even
takes
despite
it serious
this,
like a real
even
show.
even despite this like dubious ending, or just like kind of melancholy. Like I still like the show very much, and I just had an enjoyable time watching it like the past like 6 years.
Yeah, I always get really anticipated when like even with this one, even though it did have some like moments that were like could have been worked on. It was like, you know, watching it just all in one sitting was pretty
Yeah.
good. It sucked that I had to watch it all in one sitting, and like I was brought some really terrible food. This has nothing to do with this, but it was like I was watching BoJack, and my dad was like, "We got some barbecue," and I was like, "Where?" Like, I don't know, some piece of shit. And she's like, "I got you some ribs," and it made me sick. It made me fucking feel terrible. Have you ever had some soupy beans?
Ah, that sounds awful.
It was like some watery bean. I didn't eat them, by the way. I just visually looking at soupy beans.
That doesn't sound very good.
It made me fucking gassy just looking at it.
Yeah.
So even while channel stuff going on and me wanting to fucking feeling like I had food poisoning, it was a really good time watching BoJack.
Only regret is Ralph. That's a bit. Everything else is fine.
No, his revelation that you just gave to me of his name.
If you never found out his name was Ralph, you were like, yeah, that should have been the ending. Princess
like-
Carolyn just-
What happened to the bunny, the BoJack Horseman bunny? Rutabaga. He wasn't there anymore. What happened to him ever? Because like
was
Ben
he like
Schwartz
was he
plays
like the
him in
drug
Sonic.
addict? Not drug addict. Was he like the crackhead looking bunny?
Oh wait, he had babies. Okay, never mind.
Which one? Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he did have a resolution, at least somewhat.
I guess another thing we didn't. I don't think we talked about this. Like, remember those two reporter asses?
Oh yeah, they just kind of fuck off.
They really just fuck off. They're the whole catalyst for this season.
Yeah, they were just like one of those like. I love you.
They both were like vaudevillian, like 1940s actors, and it's like I don't know what their placement was aside from them being a catalyst.
We need some person to investigate, and no one that we have on cast is like smart enough to do that.
Oh well, all right. Well, I guess now we're depressed, and so we can talk about let's get into some questions now. That was BoJack. That's the end of it all.
I'm not crying. You're crying.
I didn't cry at the end of BoJack. It was bad. It was like The last shot like got me like with some like I definitely had some emotions, but I did not like. Yeah, I didn't cry.
Emotional resonance with that.
Okay. Yeah, so if you want to ask us a question, be sure to join the Half and Half Discord page. You can ask us stuff in the questions and suggestions channel. We'll have a link to that in our Anchor or description page for it, or whenever YouTube can get back up to this.
I wonder if you can get that on audio, me cracking my neck.
Yeah, no, but you can yeah, you can. We'll have a link to the Discord in the description of this podcast. And then hopefully you can put it on YouTube later on when this is all fixed. Hopefully. All right, let's answer some questions now. Okay, where are we starting? All right, from Hollow Man. Question: what's your favorite ending shot of a movie, game, or series, or otherwise you just liked?
I hate I don't like it. I hate the ending shot of The Departed. I love and hate that one.
You want to explain it just a little bit?
I forget about this whole movie. I just remember I had a beef with it for a while because I was like listening to a podcast and ended up like some guy named Bill Simmons. I watched the movie. I didn't pay attention the first time. I watched it again the second time, and it's like, oh, this movie's kind of weird. Movie's kind of like, it's like good, but kind of like not as good as what I thought it was gonna be because it had Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, and Mark Wahlberg, like all still kind of at like peak powers, I guess, with Martin Scorsese, and it won Best Picture. Did not feel like a bona fide Best Picture because like I looked at the other ones. I think that whole year was terrible.
Yeah.
But it was just like the whole thing is like one of the characters is like, is like a rat. So it just kind of felt like by the end of that one, there's a lot of like build up to that one and like tension to it. But like there's like one of the characters gets shot and it's like a panning shot to like a building out, like a land, like what do you call those, like a fucking like hotel like thing that you walk on,
like a balcony.
Yeah, a balcony. And I was like, all right, just hold the camera here. And then Martin Scorsese's like, put a rat right
yeah.
here. It's like, shut the get this shit out of here. Fucking if you didn't pay attention already, it's like he was the rat. It's like
Okay, let's what's some good shot. I mean, obviously we mentioned BoJack had like a really good shot, but there's some other good ones. Rise of Skywalker had a really good shot at the end.
An actual answer, typically the Metal Gear games have really good shotting at the end. Like I think my favorite ones are like from 3 and 4 where like Big Boss is saluting, and the one where like in 4 where Snake just has the gun in his mouth.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not my favorite, but I thought the last shot of the lighthouse is pretty striking.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
But
ow, he's just kind of like laying there. It's like, ow, owie, stop it.
But other than that, there's some good ones like Fight Club, obviously. Birdman is a really good one. Goodfellas, pretty alright. What else? What's some other good ones? I'm trying to think of just look at some like good game ones. I guess The Sopranos is a really good one as well. It's like infamous. I think I like that shot.
The ending of just like them eating and shit.
Yeah, I mean like just like the final shot in general.
What was that one shot in the end of Once Upon a Time in America? That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Do you also say like final shots in game? Oh yeah, like that was the thought that I was thinking of. Is like Robert De Niro just like laughing to himself in like I think a hookah fucking lounge. No wait, it was not hookah. It was opium because it was he's just smoking opium with in some Asian opium parlor. And he's just kind of like reminiscing about his life and he's just like laughing about it. That's a pretty good shot.
Yeah, the Godfather Part 2 had like a good ending shot. Also, Godfather 1. Oh, Joker had like a good ending shot.
Oh yeah, the one where he's running.
Yeah.
What was the ending shot of like Coen Brothers movie. It was like I mentioned this earlier when we were talking about Incredibles with Holly Hunter. I forget. The Holly Hunter movie, Raising Arizona.
Oh yeah.
What was that ending shot? I remember that being pretty cool. That's a really good movie.
Oh yeah, I'm a fan of Burn After Reading. That's a really good ending shot.
I only know one thing, that like Brad Pitt gets shot in that movie.
Yeah, that's a really good movie.
It's really funny.
I like that movie a lot, actually. All right, this is some good ending shots.
Inception.
Oh, and Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines is a good ending shot.
What was the I forget, what was the ending shot at Tony Hawk Underground?
I don't remember.
No wait, that's not the ending shot.
Oh,
the
best ending shot of a movie is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
What is that one?
It's like a blurred freeze frame. It looks awful.
No wait, I was right. The best ending shot is like the alternate ending to like Tony Hawk Underground, or like have you seen this?
No, I have not.
Oh, let's 3, 2, 1 this.
Okay, let me see this. That's a really good ending shot. Oh, please, somebody, look that up when you get the chance. Tony Hawk's Underground 1.
Yeah, look up the alternate ending.
Yeah, look up the alternate ending. That's a great one. I guess, yeah, but here's the Prisoner of Azkaban one.
What's happening? Is he dying?
He's on a broomstick. But I guess also Red Dead Redemption 1 is like a really, really good ending shot.
Him just like his
Walking
final
away.
stand.
Yeah, also GTA 4.
What's another video game? What's another video game? Video game ending shots. Let's steal.
Portal 2.
It's not the one where like he's in space, like it was Steve Merchant. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna stick with Tony Hawk alternate ending.
That's probably the best ending shot. I don't think anything can top that.
Okay, from Mikey S. What do you think about season 2 and 3 of F is for Family? Season 2 is the best, and season 3 is a disappointment.
Yeah, that's all I can really say about that.
Yeah, like
season 2 was like really good.
Yeah, it's like I liked season 1, and season 2 was an improvement, and then season 3 is just kind of like, yeah, it just wasn't as good. It was just really annoying with like some of the other characters that they were following.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta move my keyboard out of the way. Now, just the question: where do you predict media will go in 2020s? What will rise and what will fall?
I mean,
all these YouTube media companies are gonna fall down and one by one. Like
Frederator.
I have no beef with them. I think I've said this before, but I just feel like, yeah, I have no hope for that company. I've been to their office. They're very kind people, but it's just like, the whole entire landscape of like animation on YouTube is gone. Like they basically have to sell all their stuff to like Verve. Property value very expensive in New York. They don't.
We saw their office. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, it just feels weird, but it's just like, it is what it is. Like and it's not even just them. It's just like, I just point them out because we're more animated focused or something. But like every one of these like media companies that like try to get on online stuff, they're just like, yeah, they're just gonna fall one by one. Like what's another one? Like Rooster Teeth will not fall, but they're
in a rut right now already.
Yeah, they're already like, one foot's in the grave already, whether that will be this decade or next.
I don't know who any of those people are anymore.
Yeah. I just
like one person from Screw Attack. That's about it.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna fall. like media, like and like greater scale things. I feel like
I mean, like, I guess we have like things like streaming.
yeah, that's
also.
everything's gonna come to streaming. There's gonna be like a lot of like those bullshit movies. I feel like they're still gonna exist, but I feel like a lot of them are just gonna be put on streaming services.
Yeah.
Like a lot of lower end, like, you know, maybe a small like $5 to $10 million movie like that these like studios will make. They'll just put them on the service instead of like actually like in theaters.
I mean, you look at Scorsese. We have a question about The Irishman. It was like that was just on there.
Oh yeah, big movies will just be like not big movies, actual movies that people will want to like have, you know, go see. They'll go to streaming, or like any of like these older directors that have like they don't put asses in seats will just go to streaming, even though they hate it because they don't want to.
Yeah, it's the only way people are watching their movies.
What's another thing that could be said? Everyone will have like a little like streaming service, but it'll just like suck, like Peacock. That's gonna die by 2025.
Yeah, it's just like I'm hoping like things like we have that, we have Stadia. It's like they're dying already.
What's another media trend?
All the people who want to watch specifically NBC.
What's another like media trend happening?
De-aging. How much do you think that's gonna come into play?
That's gotta happen. It's gonna only happen for like the bigger movies, though.
Do you think we're gonna see like more of that, like with like dead actors?
No, here's one that's like something that is like weird that they're trying to do. So you know, like Uncut Gems, right? Like the Safdie brothers.
Yeah.
So like Pee Wee Herman is trying to recruit them to like fucking like make a Pee Wee's like nightmare movie, like a really dark like Pee Wee Herman movie, like
That'd
after
be really cool.
But then he's like, yeah, but we're gonna have to use like the de-aging technology from The Irishman to do this. And it's like, there's no way in fucking hell that you're gonna get that shit. You're gonna be dead by then. But like, I don't know. They're gonna use that a lot, and it's gonna be very weird.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna have the. You know what the real test for like the de-aging technology? Everyone said Robert De Niro and like you know, those guys. The real test will be Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Because like Robert De Niro and
he's
like,
all wrinkles.
All of them. They had to like, you know, what is that? He had that one action scene where like he's kicking the guy.
The best action scene.
Harrison Ford has to run and jump and shit.
He's gonna be they want to do like an Indiana Jones 5 soon, so
why does he like doing that?
I don't know.
I mean, other than he gets paid $40 million, but like, I don't think Harrison Ford likes acting.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like he just doesn't like anything. He just likes flying in his plane and dying.
I guess this question also just coincides with this one. It's like, what are your predictions for trends of animation this decade? From Spider.
Trends of animation?
Yeah.
I think that, like, you know, everyone complains about the Cal art style. I think that's probably going to be a little bit less this decade.
Hopefully.
Like,
Tired of hearing it.
Yeah. It's like, cause I look at some of the other shows, they don't really look like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what a trend for animation in like 2020 will be. I think everyone's gonna try to make because they're all just gonna be on streaming services. So they're gonna probably make their like little mystery shows, like the fucking Owl House or something.
Infinity Train Part 3.
Infinity Train 2.
Part 3.
Infinity Train Part 7. I never watched that show, but I don't want to be too dismissive of it. But like, I don't think I'll like it that much.
Heard Owl House is pretty good. I know Gary likes it a lot.
I'll watch it. I like owls.
I like owls. I do like owls.
You ever see that one movie?
I don't like the owl in Incredibles 2 though.
What's that one movie that was directed by Zack Snyder with the owls?
Where the Guardians that go Hool?
I never watched that movie, but I like owls.
I watched that movie. Mars, if you like owls, you should watch that movie. There's a bunch of owls in it.
You ever see that like one commercial like the Tootsie Pop?
No. Oh yeah, that.
Dude, that was
I
hard.
love him. Yeah, it's okay. All right.
Ex-Ugandan warlord. How do you feel about Evo bringing back Marvel 2, baby?
That's cool. I don't really watch Evo that much. I mean, that's cool. It's back in comparison to like Infinite.
That's
Marvel
my favorite Marvel game. So
yeah, I was gonna say it's like a
I
really
like
good
the
game
music
just in
in it a
general.
lot.
I know. I know. Like,
People
didn't
were
it take
mad-
Melee's place or something? Like people complaining about that.
No, people. I think that like that's been a good thing for a while. People are mad that it took like Blaze Blue or like Mortal Kombat 11. First off, I like Blaze Blue is fine. You know, if you want to complain about that one, it's fine. Fuck Mortal Kombat. I hate Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Mortal Kombat at Evo ever. It's fucking stupid.
You know, it kind of doesn't fit in there at all. I like Mortal Kombat. I don't like what Mortal Kombat's been doing
Do
recently.
people like
The one I
11?
liked was 9. I don't want to see that at Evo.
Do people like 11 at all?
I heard people like the gameplay. I don't give a shit about what people think about the story. It's ass.
I don't know. I
remember from my experience, the gameplay's fine. Also, I don't know.
I just feel like it was
what
talked
else?
about. I just feel like it was talked about for like a week, and then like
Yeah,
with Mortal Kombat.
yeah,
I hate Mortal Kombat. Like, I like 9, but like
yeah. I like
hate-
9.
I've
9's my
always
favorite.
hated. I always hated this series. Like I don't
And
know. it just felt
I always like
unappealing.
the series, and 9's the only good one. Like
I like it for its like dumb campness in a way. Like you know, I like watching like stupid cutscenes of like Mortal Kombat, like that one N64 game. Like the one where that guy gets punched.
yeah, it's Scorpion gets punched by Quan Chi.
I
Quan
love
Chi's
Quan Chi.
face.
Like I don't know, I just always disliked the series and a lot
You
of its
get it.
characters.
It's not for everybody. I've always liked the series, even as a kid.
Okay,
Ah.
so we have one from Fishboy Gazer. Thoughts on Super Bowl commercials and return of baby characters.
I didn't see a single like Super Bowl commercial aside from like one Walmart one, just because it played in like in front of a video I was watching. But yeah, I saw Baby Nut. Yeah, that's the thing. I guess I don't care. Like, okay.
I care because I think it's fucking bad.
It's fucking stupid, but it's like it's done, like it's over with, whatever. I don't care.
You want
Like,
to know the Baby Nut wasn't even the worst one. You want to know what the worst one to me was?
what was the worst Super Bowl commercial?
It was like the laziest and most lamest one. It was just like Cheetos, like they're eating Cheetos popcorn, and
Mhm.
you know how you get the dust on your fingers.
Yeah.
It's just fucking MC Hammer to say can't touch this, and it's just like that's like 700 commercials.
Yeah.
How many commercials have there been for like snack foods where it just goes like can't touch? I swear to God, it's a Doritos commercial.
Stop. Hammer time.
And it's not even the best one. Like they don't even like really make fun of MC Hammer. Like the best ones are like there's like one where it's like MC Hammer's like promoting like some home like home insurance or something, and it's just him
Yeah.
having his house disclosed because he's broke.
It's
Like
pretty good.
Or like the one with the Lay's kids where it's like MC Hammer gets thrown over a kid's like fence, and he does the can't touch this, and then like they just like all the kids pick him up and throw him.
It's pretty good.
This one is just like, oh look, Cheetos, Cheeto dust on fingers, can't touch this. Fuck you. If you're gonna spend $5 million on a fucking like advertisement, make it don't fucking come with this shit. In terms of the baby thing, it's just like it's gonna be that's gonna be a really shitty trend for like the early parts of this
I
decade.
was gonna say is that it always just kind of reoccurs like every few decades. It's just like I don't know. It's like I can't really say anything about it. The only good one's the Baby Yoda. It's like I know people like bitching about it, but like genuinely from the show that I watched, like Mandalorian, it's like he's just actually like a good thing.
Yeah, all these other ones are just like terrible.
Like evidently like yeah, Baby Yoda's like purposely for marketing, but like he's like the least worst one out of the lot.
Baby Gru.
Baby Groot's okay.
Oh, like, come on, it's not even a baby. This is Kid Gru.
Just Kid Groot. And now he grew up already, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I don't know.
Baby Yoda was in one movie.
I hate all these baby-fied ones. It'd be fine if they just took characters back to them being children, but it's just like they don't do that to like add some interesting perspective on like some stuff. But like no, it's just them being cute, and it's like it sucks. I liked it when they they had original. Well, it's not like that. Never mind. Just like just stop it. It's a shitty trend. Okay, question for CK Draw Stuff. Have you, Glenn, and Mars watched Undone on Amazon Prime? It's made by the same people as BoJack Horseman. No.
Nope.
I want it to.
That's the...
It's Rotoscope show.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
I will undo me not watching that show.
Hey, I need Amazon Prime to watch that show, and The Wire.
Okay, what do you guys, from Pacific, what do you guys think of Tuca and Birdie?
Never watched it.
I did watch it. I watched a little bit of it, and I kind of dropped off of it. But like, I do think that it's like a... I thought it was really good. Some people were saying, this is better than BoJack. And I was like, nah. But like, or on the same level. And I was like, nah.
Should have been a spinoff.
What?
No, I'm joking.
I do think that show was like unfairly, like, it was better than... It deserved at least like...
I'm sure it was really good.
It was like, from what I didn't finish it, I kind of dropped it because I don't know why I dropped it. I think I kind of got bored with it a little bit. But it was like, this is good enough to warrant fucking whatever. And I'll give it this: it is the first time I think I've saw Tiffany Haddish in something that I didn't want to kill myself in.
Oh.
No, wait, I think she was in top 5. I'm pretty sure she was in top 5, the Chris Rock movie. All right, was she?
I think so. Let me find out. Was she?
No, she wasn't.
She was
okay,
in
then
the
yeah,
dog.
the only...
You didn't like her in like a movie too?
I did not like. Wait, which one came first?
Definitely not top 5.
She was not.
No, top 5 came out first. What am I talking about? She's not in that. God damn it! What are you saying?
Okay, yeah, okay, Lego Movie 2.
She's the
Tiffany Haddish is like one of those like black actors that is like, their filmography will just be like really fucking terrible, but it's just like they have like 2 roles that's like...
I don't know. I feel like you're not giving Uncle Drew a shot.
I saw Uncle Drew. She was not good in that.
What are you talking about? I feel like she would have been the best part of that movie.
I got a cold watching Uncle Drew. Like, okay, so when I went to Mexico, we were on a boat on the cruise ship, and they were just like in the middle of the thing where they keep the pool. They do like movie nights and stuff, and like, you know, on the little big monitor, it was like you can sit outside and watch a movie. It was fucking pouring raining, and I was like, okay, well, I'll sit underneath the umbrella, and some guy stole my seat, so I had to watch Uncle Drew in the rain.
Yeah.
So that's Tiffany Haddish. She's gonna be in like a bunch of really terrible low budget movies to appeal to black people, but like in 2 movies, 2 TV roles or something, she's gonna be pretty cool. I hate that. I hate that like certain actors. It's like, I want to like her, but it's like it's so much like garbage.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be like, what kind of audience without sounding like, you know, like that, like, you know, the what audience? How would you describe Tiffany Haddish's audience in the most non-racist descript way possible? Middle-aged like black women.
Yeah.
If she was in like better movies and like, you know, things that were actually funny, and I was like, I would like her because I want to like her. It's like I can't. The movies are terrible. I don't want to go watch Nobody's Fool. Have you seen this shit?
No, I did not know.
Is that the black guy from Tyler Perry? Is it like I think the buff black guy from the Tyler Perry movies in there? I don't want to watch this. There's nothing for me here.
Mars, we should have boycott this and have Usher act in more movies.
Was she in Little?
No, that's someone else, isn't it?
Wait, what's another one? Wait.
No, that was Regina Hall.
Oh wait, she's in Like a Boss.
You know, you're thinking of Regina Hall.
Like, you know, she's in all these movies, so like a Boss. It's like, I want to like you, Tiffany Haddish, but like you make it so hard with all the movies you're in. I guess the movie that I will watch with her in it is like Bad Trip. Do you know about that?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's like the Eric Andre movie. She's in it. I don't know how. It's just like them fucking with people. It's like, I don't know how good that they are gonna, you know.
Yeah.
How they're gonna do, but.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. From Sellout. Any thoughts on The Irishman?
The Irishman.
Yeah.
It's a really Robert De Niro kicks a man.
Yeah, he does. He certainly does. Kicks a man really good.
Robert De Niro's fucking old, dude. That's my
Yeah.
thought.
Fucking the VFX in that movie, you're just like, the movie's really good, but like though I keep getting an uncanny valley looking at their faces.
Oh yeah,
Because it's like Robert De Niro supposed to play like a 25-year-old, and he looks like he's 47.
I didn't know. I forgot that he was supposed to be 25 in that. I was
No,
like,
he's supposed to be like younger. He's not supposed to.
I
Look
thought
like
he was supposed to be like 35 or 40.
No. Well, he's,
Yeah,
supposed to be,
there's a lot-
he's not supposed to be that like old. He's not supposed to be. Like, he looks older than he probably should be. I think he's like at most maybe in his early 30s, but like still.
Who do you think looked the worst in that one?
I guess Joe Pesci.
We get another look at Joe Pesci.
I guess.
The Irishman, Joe Pesci. Nah, he looks fun. I think Robert probably has like the worst looking one.
Yeah,
like,
I guess
like,
so.
The VFX happening to him. Except this one shot, this one like still frame of Pesci kind of.
Yeah,
looks
this
like,
one frame is still. I think it's the same one.
No, I have a different one. It's like this one where it's just like, what's going on? The fuck is up with your
I like the
skin,
one
dog?
above it. I keep like. I like that one a lot. He's just not impressed. There's no jokes here.
Al Pacino didn't look too bad. With
No,
the
he
stuff on him.
looked pretty good. But he wasn't supposed to be like playing too young.
Oh yeah, he did. It was just in that. He was just like, there's practical effects on me,
Yeah.
all over me.
Yeah, I like Jimmy. I liked Al Pacino's one a lot. He was really good.
I think
he
he's
was
my
really
favorite character, Jimmy
yeah,
Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa. Yeah, no, it was really good. That movie had like $200 million budget. Jesus Christ.
What was the one? I like the scene where he goes like Jimmy Hoffa's like what was he like, Cuban, Mexican, Asian or something, whatever, I forget. And he's just like, Jimmy, just fucking apologize. It's like, I'm not gonna do it.
You're not gonna do it. It's like
I refuse.
you come to the meeting just like that. It's Florida. You came in a suit for a meeting. I liked I think my favorite one was just like, yeah, Jimmy doesn't like people eating watermelons and he doesn't like alcohol. We're gonna do both. We're gonna fucking eat a watermelon. Sticks a bottle in there. You know, The Irishman was really good. It was a really good good
It's
film.
one of the better movies of the year.
It was.
I think that The Irishman is probably gonna. No one asked this question, but like, who do you think is gonna? You don't really care about it. But
Not
who
at
do you
all.
think is gonna like sweep the Oscars?
And Joker,
It's not gonna be Joker. Come on.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I think The Irishman is gonna sweep the Oscars.
I mean, I'd be okay with that.
I'd be all right with it. I think that this movie is like, it's not my favorite movie of the year. I think my favorite movie of the year was probably Parasite.
Yeah, I understand that.
But like this one is. Have you seen that yet,
I still haven't seen it. No.
dude? But like I would not be mad if The Irishman ends up with the most Oscars because it is legitimately good and there are great performances in it.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like it just kind of is like the perfect like old fuck movie,
Yeah.
and that's what the Oscars is.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
just like a bunch
I
of
just
old
watched
fucks.
The Irishman again, and it's still very good.
I want to rewatch it in the format that people were suggesting, where
What?
like you watch it sort of episodically.
Like, what, you just skipped certain parts?
No, it's just like you watch from like, okay, this part you watch for 49 minutes, the next part you watch for 23,
I
and this
haven't-
one you watch for 35.
I haven't heard that.
Because it's that fucking long. Not by.
Yeah, no, I know. Like, it's a long movie, but yeah, I haven't heard about like doing that. I might check that out because that sounds like okay.
It make the rewatch better.
Yeah, probably.
But that's the thought on Irishman. Robert
Yeah.
De Niro looks like shit.
He kicks like shit.
That's such a funny scene.
That's still like the best part.
I'm gonna kick the shit. Like you just see the guy. Like you just tell that, like Robert De Niro is just like not doing any damage, and the guy's just kind of rolling around by himself.
Yeah.
Ah! Owie! Stop kicking me! Where is that gif?
All right. You know, yeah. So Yeah, so thanks for oh my god, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so thanks for the questions, everybody. That was good. That was a good. This has been a good episode.
This has been a very mean episode to one of my favorite actors, Robert De Niro.
For one of your favorite characters, Diane from BoJack Horseman.
This has been a very rude conversation for people named Ralph.
For anyone named Ralph.
Goodbye.
And anyone named Diane, or anyone who liked Diane from BoJack.
Anybody that's fat.
Okay.
Or obese.
Yeah, but that was the Half and Half podcast. Thank you guys for watching. I've been Glum Walker with the Mars reviews. I guess we're not really, since we're kind of dealing with this whole Mars's channel thing. Can't really post this on YouTube, but
it'll be somewhere.
Yeah, hopefully soon we'll have this fixed. Well, I mean Mars obviously, but like. Yeah, I guess for the most part, you can follow us on Twitter. We'll have those like links in the description, like at Glumwalker, at Mars Reviews on Twitter. You just look us up, hang out with us, talk to us, join our Discord page. It's great. It's been a good time.
Get out of here.
Okay, all right. We'll see you guys some next time.